This is the slot machine with the highest prize in the world. As long as you collect 10 identical patterns, you can win a bonus of 10 billion US dollars. If you collect 50 of them, you can directly make it onto the Forbes rich list and become the richest person in the world. If you collect 100 of them, you will possess 98% of the world's wealth. However, this slot machine is also known as the Gambler Terminator because it has 100 faces both horizontally and vertically, and it can rotate at a speed of 300,000 kilometers per second. For ordinary people, it's extremely difficult to gather two identical patterns without incredibly good luck. Tens of thousands of gamblers have tried it and ended up losing everything they had. Only 2 people have managed to collect 10 identical faces. So far, no one has been able to gather 50 patterns, and the legend of gathering 100 patterns is nothing more than a gimmick. However, here, Coco, one of the 4 heavenly kings, decides to challenge this slot machine. But each time you start the slot machine, you need to consume a gourmet coin worth 1 million US dollars. As soon as Toriko and Komatsu entered the casino, they were attracted by this kind of coin. They took out their credit cards and swiped them frantically. This gold coin can not only be used but also eaten. Toriko and Komatsu had already eaten 500 million of these coins before they even started. They slowly put the chips into the machine. Then the machine started spinning wildly. He fixed his eyes on the machine that was spinning at high speed. The dazzling patterns made it impossible to clearly see how it was turning. But Coco has eyes that can see electromagnetic waves. At this moment, the screen was like a slow-motion replay in his eyes, and he could clearly see the machine turning. At this time, his fingers kept jumping on the buttons. 1 drumstick, 2 drumsticks, 3 drumsticks. Identical drumsticks appeared on the same horizontal line one after another, and the audience at the scene became more and more excited. At this point, the farther to the right, the faster those patterns were spinning. For ordinary people, it would cause interference, but there was no hesitation on Coco's face. In Komatsu's shocked expression, the turntable finally came to the last round. As a result, 100 drumsticks lined up in a row, and the whole audience cheered loudly. These people were as excited as if they themselves had won $5 million. However, Coco calmly stood up and turned his gaze towards the camera at the back. The staff in the background repeatedly replayed the surveillance footage just now to check if there was any cheating, but what they saw was that Coco had the most perfect control over the slot machine. The 3 of them became the richest people in the world.